Before Vishwa speaks, I mean, I'm 1000% sure that everybody knows Vishwa, but just to give a formal introduction, he's a part of developer relations team at Salesforce, and he's been focusing on developer outreach and community enablements. He has spent most of his time inspiring developers to explore the Salesforce platform and evangelize new platform features and products. He has also been a true ambassador for students initiative in India, and has been speaking a lot of initiatives in the students community as well. So he is a known face for student community, and so Vishwa and I had a talk to discuss that what kind of session would be more impactful for students. And since Vishwa is part of Salesforce, and V2MOM is something which Salesforce has adopted as a core value of their mission. So we decided, and then we said that why don't a V2MOM should be ready for next gen trailblazers as well. So please feel free to ask any questions you have for Vishwa, and Vishwa is gonna drive us through the entire session on this. Thank you, Vishwa, once again, and I'll hand it over to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Vinay. Thanks for the quick intro. Good afternoon, guys. I know that hope you are able to see my blank screen. Okay, and I know few of you are very hungry, and this is the reaction once you saw that there is another presentation coming. Just like what Vinay said, please feel free to grab some lunch onto your table, and make sure you also listen to what I'm trying to speak today in the session today. But yeah, please feel free to grab your lunch and also try to focus on the session here. Keep your ears open and keep eating the food. So yeah, with that, let's get started. There is something which is common in all of us today here who joined this meeting or the sessions, the Next Gen Trailblazers. I'm sure that everyone wants to achieve your goals and be successful in your career. But at times there are a lot of confusion. At least me, I had a lot of confusion when I was your age, when I was in my college or end of my graduation, the last or the pre-final year. I was not really sure what I need to do or what is my career path going to be. So this is a common thing, but in the next 20 or 30 minutes, I'm going to share you the techniques or the tips which would help you to strategize your goals and how to achieve them with the strategy or with the tools which I'm going to speak today. That is nothing but V2MOM. But let me ask you guys this question. I'm sure, as I said, we all have our goals and we want to be successful, but do you know what is your goal and how you want to achieve them? As I said, at least me, I was not really sure when I was in college. I'm sure a few of might have been in the same situation when I was in college a few years ago when I was in college. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the tool or the framework which is called V2MOM, which is used by Salesforce. And I would like to give you a story behind this before I tell you what is V2MOM, how to build your V2MOM, and what are those techniques to keep it strategic in order to achieve your goals and be a successful individual or have a successful career in your lives. So let's start with the story behind the V2MOM. I'm not sure if many of you guys know Salesforce has started in the year 1999, and you can see the images here when Salesforce initially started. It started in a small apartment in San Francisco in Bay Area, and you can see Mark Benioff and Parker Harris was sitting in that apartment and trying to build a tool or a software, I would say, which would run on internet and where the enterprise software can be delivered over the internet. So these were the initial days when Mark has this vision to provide enterprise software over internet, and I think there was no term called cloud computing at that point of time. So they just have Benioff had an idea to just deliver enterprise software which works over the internet. So though Mark and all his leadership team has a great vision to make this company great, I think there is something which helped everyone at Salesforce, including Mark Benioff, to be successful today where we are. So today Salesforce is one of the biggest enterprise software company in the world, and we have been achieving a lot of awards in the enterprise software or in the cloud, and we are also #1 CRM company. So this is all possible because of the vision they have built and have a strategy behind that vision, how to be successful, how to focus on those visions, goals, and how to achieve that step by step. And I should say V2MOM is one of the reasons uh, why the organization is so successful today, and why we are here today. And this V2MOM is a tool or a framework which was built by Mark Benioff himself when he started the company. I think he took a envelope or a postcard, which is American Express envelope, and he just drafted the first draft of V2MOM in the year 1999. I'm sure you can see the first V2MOM what Mark Benioff have drafted in the early days when he started Salesforce, on what this organization should be at, what is the vision of this organization, what are those values, and what are the methods the team or the leadership team is going to follow, and what are those obstacles we might face and how to overcome them, and how to measure all these methods. But over the past few years, the V2MOM has evolved and it became part of our organization, or I would say every employee at Salesforce today. At Salesforce, every employee has his own V2MOM, his vision, values. I'm going to talk more about that, but it starts from Mark Benioff. Mark Benioff writes his V2MOM every year at the beginning of the year, where what we want to achieve this year and what is more important is to achieve those goals. So, and that drills down to all his leadership team, and drill downs to every employee in the organization who would be contributing or trying to achieve those goals, which would align with the organization goals, what Mark Benioff and his leadership team has defined. So which would definitely create some transparency, which drives performance, and it has its own impact. So yeah, let's get into the details and see what is this V2MOM, how to build your V2MOM. So let's start. What is V2MOM? By now you might have seen the acronym of V2MOM, but let me define what is V2MOM. It's nothing to do with mom or V's. So it's an acronym basically, but before I say that, in simple terms, V2MOM is nothing but it's your map or the compass which will drive you in the right direction to achieve your goals and be successful. You can just think V2MOM is your Google Maps, which will help you to land or reach your destination, which you have kept in place. So that, in simple terms, that is what V2MOM is. But if you get into the V2MOM, the acronym of V2MOM is, it has two V's and M and O and M, which is an acronym of V2MOM. It's vision. The first V stands for vision, and the second V stands for values, and the M stands for methods, and O stands for obstacles, and another M stands for measures. So let's get into the details, how you can build your V2MOM. What is this vision, values, methods, obstacles, and measures? Let's get into the details and see how you can build your own V2MOM. So let's start with vision. I'm sure the term vision is self-explanatory, but vision is something, what do you aspire to be? So do you want to be a successful entrepreneur? Do you want to be a successful developer? What it is you want to achieve in your life? So when writing your vision, you need to think about this. So what you want to accomplish. So, and you need to make sure that you keep it very short, maybe within 1 to 3 sentences, I would say, and it should have an impact on your happiness, your career, and your community. So it should be something which will give you happiness. I'm sure that's something which you want to achieve in your life, and maybe it can also have impact within your family, maybe after your family, maybe your community. And it should also be something which is inspiring, fun, and creative. But one important thing about vision is it is something what you want to be and not others want you to be. There might be many people who tell you that you need to be an engineer, you need to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a what else, astronaut, whatnot. So there might be multiple people who would be influencing you on what you want to be in life, but I think that is not your vision. Vision is something what you really want to be in your life. So make sure you define your vision and what you want to achieve, keeping those points in mind, and that would definitely help you in drafting a wonderful V2MOM for you. So let's get into the second component, that is values. So what is value? Value is something which is very important. Okay, before I get into values, I'm sure you understood what is the vision. So vision is something which you want to really achieve in your life, right? Being a successful developer, or I'm sure many of you, or most of you, are in your pre-final or final year of your graduation or your college. So maybe your vision is to be having a successful career in your life. Maybe down the lane in 1 year, next 1 year, or next 8 months or 6 months, you want to land onto a job in Salesforce ecosystem. So maybe that is your vision. So let's come back to values. So what is those core values you have within you to achieve that vision? To give you an example, to land into a successful career, or to be a successful entrepreneur, or to be a successful Salesforce developer, you need to you have your own values, or you have your own consigns which you want to follow. Maybe gaining the knowledge on something what you are interested in, or continuous learning, I would say. Maybe you want to give back what you have learned to your fellow colleagues, or your friends at college, or anyone in your community. You want to give back that knowledge. So anything which you value and which is more important, which is part of your life, should be your values. As an example, as I said, maybe continuous learning, giving back to the community, or giving back to your colleagues is something that can be your values. So these are just an example. But when writing your values, you should think about, so what are those values are most important while you pursue your vision, and that it should describe those values so that everyone is clear on what it means to live them. So it's not that just defining your values, you need to live those values, and how these values will guide you in your everyday decisions or trade-offs. So that is something, how you define your values, and keep these 3 points in your mind while you are defining your values. And let's get to the next component, which is methods. So methods is something, or actions, I would say, actions which you want to take to achieve your vision or your goals. Maybe to give you an example, methods can be, to be a successful Salesforce developer, probably you need to learn a lot of you need to gain a lot of Salesforce knowledge. So you need to learn Salesforce. How do you gonna learn Salesforce? There are multiple ways you can learn Salesforce. Number one, what I can think of now is Trailhead, for sure. Maybe you want to have good knowledge learning Salesforce on Trailhead, maybe achieving a Ranger status with 100 Trailhead badges, or complete the trail mixes, what Banu has shared in our previous session, to be a successful developer or an admin. Or maybe you want to learn those skills to help you crack those interviews to be a successful developer, or crack your interview to land into your job you want to be in. So maybe the previous session, Rupesh has given you some tips and tricks on communication, presentation, soft skills. So I think these can be your methods, like probably learning Salesforce on Trailhead, achieve that method, probably gaining 100 badges or 200 badges, whatever it is, and maybe learn those communication skills or business skills in order to achieve your goal, and probably earn a certification, maybe a admin certification or developer certification, by completing those trail mixes, have that certification voucher, win that certification voucher, and give a test, and become a certified Salesforce developer or an admin. So methods are something which you are the actions, as I said, which you want to complete to achieve your goal or a vision. So in order to write your methods, keep these things in your mind. Probably you should have at least 4 to 5, or max of, I would say, max of 4 to 5 methods to accomplish what you want to be in your life. And please ensure that you prioritize this in the order which is very high priority to you. Maybe starting with the basics is very important. So getting started on Trailhead or completing your Trailhead modules or trail mixes is something which you need to start with before thinking about your certification or anything else. So you need to prioritize the order of your methods, and keep it very simple and inspiring. So method should be very simple, just like what I said: become a ranger, complete the trail mixes, achieve a certification, learn some business and communication skills. So these can be a few of your methods as an example. So moving on to the next component or next thing, obstacles. So not every time we can achieve whatever we have thought to do. Probably it can be certifications or ranges. There are multiple obstacles which might come your way. Maybe time, something which you can't manage. I'm sure today we are in this global pandemic and many of us are sitting at home. Probably you're not able to go to college. You're spending a lot of time learning virtually through virtual classes from your college, or you're trying to manage your time effectively being at home. And it's not easy to concentrate on learning when you're at home when compared to going to college and learning something from your friends or professors. So there are multiple obstacles which might come your way. So you should think about what are the blockers while you want to achieve this, and how you can overcome them. So writing these obstacles is important, and you can think about, so remember that these are the points which you need to keep in your mind while writing your obstacles. So what's going to make accomplishing your vision and executing your methods difficult? So just think about them, take few minutes or few hours on thinking about all these components on V2MOM, and take time and think about all these points while you're writing each of your obstacles. Uh, Apart from that, what do you need to be mindful to overcome your obstacles? Is there a workaround to overcome the obstacle and have a better plan to overcome and achieve your goal? So, and what specifically can you do to overcome this particular obstacles? Right, these are very important in order to achieve your goals or vision. So that's about obstacles, and there is something which is important, which is measures. That's the reason I have put it in last in the V2MOM. So how do you know if you are successful? You have a great vision, you want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to have a great career in your life, starting to be a developer or a Salesforce developer, whatever it is, and you have defined great methods, like you want to be certified, you want to get some business and communication skills which will help you grow in your career. And but how do you measure that? Measuring is very important as much as you define your vision and methods. So there are a few things which you keep in your mind while writing your measures. You should think about how you know when you have been successful. So how do you know that you have gained that knowledge on Salesforce, right? Maybe having a measure of having 200 badges or 100 badges is a measurable component for a method. So becoming a trailhead ranger is a method, and the measurable component is having 100 badges, or ranger, I would say, rather than 100 badges. But how quality, it's not just reading and completing the trailhead modules. Are you gaining that knowledge from the content, what you're trying to learn from this trailhead, right? You should focus on the measurable outcomes, like if at all you want to give a certification, what is that you need to do, right? Probably complete a trial mix on preparing on a trial mix which will help you to prepare for your admin certification or developer certification, or probably take a course on business communication, or general communication skills, or email etiquettes on any of your Trailhead itself has a lot of modules. Or if you want to go beyond Trailhead and want to take some free certifications which are available, what is the deadlines for that, right? So all these things are measurable, so you need to make it measurable. And one important thing is all these measures should be very smart or smart. So SMART is an acronym, but before I get into the SMART measures, I would like to give you this quote which was given by a sage of V2MOM. If your measures are not able to, if you are not able to measure it, you are probably don't understand what you're trying to achieve. So this is something which is important. So your measures should be something which you can track and measure it. So what are the SMART measures? So it should be very specific. It should clearly define your focus and what you're going to do. and that should be measurable. Maybe it can be numeric, it might be like numbers, percentage, or anything, or it might be a kind of, I can give you an example for measurable. If you're talking about be a trailhead ranger, in order to be a trailhead ranger, you need to achieve at least 100 badges and 50,000 points. So that is a measurable number. And if you want to finish a certification, I think that is that doesn't have a number or a measurable track, but it has a completion process. Like you try to finish your certification by end of this year, probably by December. So whether it is in progress or completed stage, so that is something which could be measurable, which is not a number-based measure, and it should be achievable. So you want to be a great developer, and you can definitely be a great developer, but it's not very easy for you to become an architect immediately. So I think it's good to start from the basics, or which you can achieve in the beginning. So it should, all your measures and methods should be achievable, like maybe be a certified developer by end of this year, or complete your Trailhead modules, 200 badges with 100K points or something like that. And it should be relevant. It should be relevant to the vision or the goals you have set. It shouldn't be a random measure which you can define. So it should always align to your vision and methods what you have defined, and it should be timely. So you should have a specific time which you need to define on what is the time frame you can complete this particular method. Maybe by end of this year, or within next 3 months, or within next 2 months, or something like that. So that is how you define your measures with this acronym SMART measure. And with that, I think hope you got an understanding on what is V2MOM, and how you can write your own vision, values, methods, obstacles, and methods, obstacles, and measures. So let's get into the tips on how to write your V2MOM. So let me start with the vision. So as I said, it should be within 1 to 3 sentences, and it should describe what you want to accomplish in your life and how it will impact your life or your career. And it should be very bold and inspiring as well. Values, I think you should at least have 3 values or principles which are very important to you to be a successful. It can be discipline, maybe have a timetable you create for yourself, and be disciplined to follow that particular timetable. So discipline is one of your key values, to give an example, and it will definitely guide you to be successful in every day in achieving what you have defined for yourself. And the next thing is method. What actions you will take to achieve your vision. So as a best practice, you should have at least 4 or 5 methods to help you keep focused. But remember one thing, if it's not on your V2MOM, that means you're not going to do that. Anything which you want to do, that should be on your V2MOM. If you're not putting on to your V2MOM, I think that is not something you want to do or you need to do in this particular year. And obstacle is, yeah, as I said, what is going to make you accomplish all of the methods you have defined, which would be difficult, and how you can overcome those things. And for measures, you will have to make sure you have measures for each of your methods. So for example, if you have 4 methods, each of your methods should have a measure, and that should be trackable, and it should have a progress. It can be a numerical value, or it can be of a progress or a completion status, just like your certification or your Trailhead badges. So keep this tips while you're crafting your V2MOM, and which would help you in defining a great V2MOM, which would make you successful. Another thing I would like to tell you is the best practices. Make sure you keep it short, and the words what you use in your V2MOM really matters. It should be something which will inspire you at the same time. If someone is looking at your V2MOM, it should definitely inspire them and make absolute sense for them. So what really matters, and order is really important. It's not that you cannot put a random order of your methods. You need to make sure that you put your methods in a right order, which would make you successful. I mean, the methods order should always be in a way which will make you start from the basics and go to the top level, I would say. And Yeah, make your V2MOM your own. So there should not be two V2MOMs for the same goal. So it should be one vision which you want to achieve, and you should have methods and measures which would reflect what you want to be in your life. So another important thing, yeah, the V2MOM should be something which you want to be, rather than something which other people are trying to influence on you. So keep that in your mind, and these are the best practices which you might need to follow while you're drafting your V2MOM and make it impactful. So another important thing is writing your V2MOM is great, but I think it's always important to share your V2MOM or review it with your mentors or parents. So when you share your V2MOM, it's you feel that responsibility that, hey, this is my V2MOM which I kept for this year. I want to achieve this V2MOM, and maybe you want to take feedback or inputs from your mentor or your parents or your anyone who's guiding you to be a successful person in your life, right? So there might be at times you might just go beyond and write something which are not achievable at times, and which might or maybe you might need some help from your parents or from your brother or siblings, whoever it is, right? So sharing your V2MOM or getting it reviewed with your mentors or parents is always important. I'm sure that anyone who's reviewing your V2MOM really thinks that, hey, this person has this goals in his life, in his or her life, and they're trying to achieve it. And I think it makes absolute sense for you to share and get it reviewed, and they feel privileged to help you in making you successful. So I would definitely recommend you to share your V2MOM or get it reviewed before publishing it with anyone within your friends or within your community or within your family. So this is something I would always recommend, and that is what we do at Salesforce as well. We always get it reviewed by our managers or superiors or teammates and see if this makes absolute sense, and then we publish it out to the entire organization. So anyone can go and see my V2MOM at Salesforce. So it's transparent to anyone. Yeah. So with that, I have a challenge to you guys. I know there are a lot of challenges coming, but I have a real challenge which I want to give you guys. There is something what our team has built, which is called the North Star. Sorry, which is called the My North Star. So there is a vision board which is created. You can just note the URL, like, which is mynorthstarapp.com, which will actually give you a capability of defining your vision, values, which is in this pandemic situation what we are currently in. So I know you have great vision and vision which you want to accomplish, but this situation or this time is very crucial for every one of us. I think we are in tough times, and I think it makes great sense to write your vision, how you're going to overcome this, and what is your vision, and what are those core values you want to focus on. And you can see an example on my screen here. I think this is from one of my teammate who has defined her values and vision. I can read it out for you. So she says, I will be the best, healthiest version of myself as an individual and a parent, but will find the humor on the days this is not possible. I'll focus on gratitude and silver linings. And her core values are health, family, and positive impact. And she has defined some uh, measures like how she wants to achieve those health values or family values and positive impact what she wants to make. So my challenge for you is to create your own My North Star vision board. It's just like your V2MOM, but I would say it's a short term or short V2MOM which you create for your personal self during this pandemic. So just go ahead and use this. I know it takes a lot of time for you to create your V2MOM, but at least this point of time, you can create your short V2MOM, which is like My North Star. You can just go to the URL here, just fill in the details. You can take inspiration from anyone in the community who is already doing it. Just search for hashtag My North Star on any of the social medias. You see a lot of people who are already doing it. So you can go ahead and take that inspiration and define your own values and visions and publish on any of your social channels which you like. So as I said, share your My North Star vision board online using hashtag My North Star and tag 5 of your friends so that they can do it. So keep this challenge going on. And for every post or for every North Star vision board which you create, Salesforce is going to donate $10 for UNICEF, up to $10,000. So please start doing it, and you can have a positive impact in the community as well by defining your My North Star. So with that, I would like to give you these resources. Whatever I spoke is actually available on Trailhead. So these are some resources which you can use and get started with your V2MOM. So there are certain Trailhead modules on Trailhead. Just type for V2MOM and you should be able to see it. I can share those URLs even after this meeting so that you can just go ahead and use those resources. So I would definitely recommend you to go through the Trailhead module, which is V2MOM. And we also have a V2MOM pack, which has resources like a template, which you can use to define your V2MOM. And yeah, here is the URL for defining your My North Star vision board. It's www.mynorthstarapp.com. So with that, thank you so much for your time today, and hope this session is informative, and hope that will help you to define your goals and be successful in your career. But before I end my session, I just want to show those resources which you can go through. Yeah, if you just open your Trailhead, you can see a module on self-motivation, which will give you those information on how to write your own personal V2MOM, which is a self-motivation module. And we also have an organizational alignment V2MOM, which is more for organization, but it definitely helps you to define your own V2MOM. And we also have an App Exchange app. If you're not comfortable using Google Docs or Quip or any document, I think you can just install this V2MOM app in your any Salesforce developer org, and we can just start defining it. All you need to do is just type for V2MOM, my V2MOM on App Exchange, and you should be able to see this. And yeah, here is the app, what I said, the My North Star app. You can just go to this URL and just type in your vision and add your values. Just upload some photos which would align to your values and achieve and put your measures on, and you can just as soon as you fill, then your V2MOM dashboard would be available here, which you can download and share on any of your social channels using the hashtag #MyNorthStar. So with that, thank you so much once again for the valuable time and taking that first step to be part of this next generation Trailblazer initiative. And I'm sure you all are the next generation Trailblazers who is going to make an impact for your families, for your communities, and for the country and for the world.